All right, we're back on a Sunday night like we told you we would be. We started a little bit earlier, so hopefully Ryan can catch most of the Pats game without us annoying him. We got the Eagles and Niners going at it right now. It's been a great wild card weekend. Still can't believe the Packers collapsed. We'll get to a lot of that later in the show, but initial thoughts, wild card weekend, boys.
I think it's been great. I mean, the games have been fantastic. I mean, everything's been competitive, including right now we're watching live San Francisco, Philadelphia. It's 10-13. I mean, yeah.
I agree. Echo it all. It's been fun.
Drama, last-minute drives, comebacks.
My big take, I don't think it's a hot take because people are already writing articles about it. I wrote it down immediately last night for when we recorded today, and it's Matt LaFleur's got to go. It's time now to get rid of the guy. Can't win in the playoffs, can't get over the hump, can't figure it out, and just melts down under pressure in those games in the playoffs. He's got to go. Couldn't do it with Rodgers. Now he can't do it with Love. Somebody's got to fall on the sword. It's got to be him. He's not a great coach. He's a great regular season coach, but he's turned the Packers into the New York Yankees and Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk on Countdown this morning about that, and it was pretty heated debate, the half and half on that. The idea was if Harbaugh is going to sign, and they can't technically know that ahead of time, but if they can kind of backdoor, we know we can get Harbaugh, then maybe take that shot. But if not, you better have a pretty good replacement for him. And I tend to agree with that. I agree you can't get him over the hump, but I would want to know that I had someone, that I think got me to do it. Because offensively, he did a hell of a job in that first half.
Yeah, first half.
Yeah.
He's done it in the first half before.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, I give Jordan Love some of that, though. I mean, he didn't play a terrible game, but he doesn't show up in the big games either. Right? He's kind of Dak-esque in that sense.
We've talked time and time again. I mean, just very difficult to do. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
I didn't love the play calling they gave Jordan Love once they got the big lead either. They weren't very aggressive. And then the defensive coordinator, I mean, your one job, keep it in front of you. And you kept letting receivers get behind you. The only thing you can't do, too, on that last drive, give up a touchdown. And what do? Give up a touchdown.
Yeah, but how many better coaches are out there? Who are you going after besides Harbaugh?
I guess that's the
unknown.
unknown.
In the regular season, right? Consistent last few years with a variety of pieces.
Yeah, my guess is because they lost Kraft and they lost Parsons. Then they kind of limped in. Josh Jacobs looked pretty good, but he came in with the knee, and Jordan Love. But I just think that's probably. I'm not saying Matt LaFleur doesn't deserve blame, to be very, very clear here, but they came in as the road team, as the wild card with an injury-riddled squad.
Yeah, but the narrative changes when you're up 21-3 at the half.
Agreed.
I agree with you. If that goes to half 6-6, 13-10, Jimmy, I'm right there with you. But when you're a 1.5-point favorite on the road and you're up 21-3 at the half, you can't lose that game. You can't lose the game.
It's fair. They have no excuse for losing that game. None whatsoever. That 4th and 8 they gave up to. I mean, it was a great.
We're going to jump around a little bit
Caleb
today.
Williams,
Normally, we start with Jimmy giving us what's on the radar for UFC. I know what that answer is going to be. It's going to be a big breakdown next show, but we're going to jump right to college basketball from this weekend, and we're going to come right at Jimmy because Michigan got upset, and one of our listeners had a take for Jimmy, and I want Jimmy's reaction. It says, Jimmy, you're a terrible fan, and I blame you for the Michigan loss. Why are you not more excited about teams when they're good? You sit here and tell us the Browns are good and they're the worst team in football. Michigan is by far the best team in college basketball, and you sit there and tell us they're going to lose a couple games. And of course they do because of your negativity. Why can't you believe your team's elite when your team's elite?
I do believe they're elite. I said they're going to lose 4 games late in the season due to that gauntlet they're going to face. I didn't think they were going to lose to Wisconsin. And I watched that whole game. The first 10 minutes, it looked like the only question was how many points were they going to win by. They looked like the way better team. Indiana got hot in the second half. It's like 4 minutes to go. They were 10 for 15 from 3-point. I think Michigan beats that team 4 out of 5 times. Like, I think that was just one particular game that they got hot. And there wasn't in Wisconsin. I'm sorry, Wisconsin, and there just wasn't anything you could do about it. Wisconsin just got hot.
I watched the whole second half, and that guard they have was like just tearing them up. Just everything he wanted to do, he just did it. And they played, I think it was 5 ranked opponents this year and lost by an average of like 15. And a couple of them they lost by 20 something.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone saw that coming. But
No.
I think
Michigan just couldn't
was
stay together there. I don't know what the issue was. I was watching in disbelief because like they looked more talented individually, and they were passing a lot too. Like I don't know what it was. They just couldn't get it in the hoop.
Yeah, Michigan's going to be just fine. I think the close game to Penn State, the reason I'm shocked is because they were coming back. I thought they'd blow the doors off Wisconsin again. It looked like they were. I think going through some of this adversity early in the season isn't the worst thing for them because they're going to be really good. They have too many players. They don't have any one absolute superstar stud, but they've got 4 players that are like number 2 caliber guys that are really, really, really good and can take over a game at any point. I thought Morez Johnson, he had a terrible game at Penn State. He played fairly well. Big guy, can hit free throws. Yaxel still has a hamstring he's playing through. Mara looks solid. There was a tip in he had that was razor thin. They called it goaltending that would have got it back right here, changed the tide. It was what it was. It's disappointing they lost. I didn't want them to lose this early in the season, but I still think they're going to be fine.
Good win for Duke. I thought Duke had a nice win at home against SMU. Very competitive game, pulled away late. I know you bet it. I couldn't remember who you had. Did you take Baylor at home or did you have Houston to pound them?
I took Baylor with plus the points, and I was very wrong there.
Did you watch any of the game? I only saw a couple highlights of this one. It was over.
No, I didn't watch the game, but I did not. I did not catch that one. I was flipping back and forth. I watched early. I watched most of the Michigan game, and I tried to catch as much of the Indiana-Nebraska game as I could. Nebraska looks legit, by the way. Like I thought Indiana had that. They came back and won. They actually might be a good team. I think they are.
That line said bet Indiana, and then bet Indiana again. And I think everybody who bet it at halftime was going, God, I knew it.
Yeah.
I passed on it because I don't know. I got to see Nebraska lose before I start betting against them. And I'm glad I passed because God, the second half they put on, this team's legit.
Yeah. They sure are.
And the other one I got to see lose before I bet against them too is Vandy. And Vandy's 16-0.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the water at James Madison, but every time they lose a coach, they go somewhere and just turn a program into a world beater. Because this coach,
like
Signetti, is from James Madison.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. No, I had my eyes on those games. The only other we bet West Virginia. I like West Virginia. That was a good bet. They beat Kansas. Yeah, and Kansas overrated.
I was on West Virginia thanks to Jimmy. Texas beat Bama. Didn't have anyone in that game, but nice win for Texas going into Bama and upsetting them. The one that Jimmy didn't listen to me on, though, and I wish he did, was Auburn was the stinky line of the day. That line made no sense. And they went out and pounded the Hogs by 22.
They sure did. Yeah, that was a loser for me. You're right. The line did stink. I can't believe Calipari didn't have his team ready to go for that game.
My God! They look terrible.
It was bad.
They look like maybe one of the worst 12-3 teams we've ever seen.
Yeah, lost.
You wouldn't have known if you just watched that game and didn't know. You would have thought Auburn was the ranked team with the big winning record.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I feel like last year Arkansas had a couple games like that. Like we couldn't figure them out.
Yeah, they did. Where they just didn't play. They didn't show up. And then the other one, and maybe this is now Florida starting to turn a corner a little bit.
Holy shit!
Florida pounds Tennessee. Took them to the woodshed, 91-67. I don't know if this gets Florida back in the top 25. Maybe it will, but good win for them. I think Kansas will be a bubble team at best this year, as West Virginia. No trouble with them. Big second half, but wasn't really that much in question with 5 minutes to go.
Which one was that?
West Virginia, Kansas.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. I got to see the last 5 minutes of that. I saved my day. I had Colorado. I told you I was thinking about betting that, and I bet it late. They covered Texas Tech.
I saw they covered.
Yeah, I think Tech. I think Tech is this. I got it at 4.5, I believe. No, did I get
good bet?
3.5? Yeah, I just think Texas Tech. I want to root for them, but I think if you look at they've lost every game versus ranked opponents except for the Duke game, and they were getting blown out at Madison Square Garden and had that big comeback. But they were getting their asses kicked. But they've lost to everyone else they play. I think they're a paper tiger.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a hot take because a lot of people like them. So we'll see what
I did
happens.
too.
with them.
When I started digging into the research and taking my emotion out of it. I'm like, they're everybody with a number next to their names beating them. They haven't beat anybody.
It's hey, again, I don't know if it's a hot take, but we'll see. We'll see. A lot of people like them. You could be right. It might just be the eye test hasn't passed yet for you. Before we look at the big games, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a little Thursday before we record again, ones that we'll miss. I don't know if this was on your radar, but I got to just tip my hat to Landon Busey, the head coach of Chicago State, because he found a way to lose a game being up a tenth of a second. I mean, so being up 2 with a tenth of a second to go.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking. How on earth did he do that? Well, he decided to call timeout to set his defense, even though legally all you can do, Jimmy, as you know, is tip the ball, which would have been a miracle. So he wanted to set his defense. So he said, give me the timeout. And the ref looked at him and said, I'd love to, but you don't have one. So we'll give the other team 2 free throws. They tie the game. It goes to overtime. Team loses the game. That is just, you can't make it up.
The Chris Webber.
He went
My
Chris Webber.
Lord.
Ryan watching the game.
Yep.
And my Lord. Yep, is right. San Francisco goes. This is typical. We have a flag. Hold on. Before I say this is typical Eagle football, let's see what the flag is.
No, it's on the Eagles.
I mean, this is typical Eagles football, is it not, Jimmy?
They call PI. Holy crap. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
All right.
Well, we'll see if the Eagles lose. I don't even know a place for San Francisco anymore. The 2 guys' names I know, or 3 guys' names I actually know on the team, were all part of that play. It was Purdy to Jennings to McCaffrey for a touchdown.
I mean, he's open by 5 yards.
I wrote this down, and I'll just ask now since we're watching the game. I mean, Shanahan's got to be the best coach in the NFL, right?
Gosh.
I mean, he was playing for the 1 seed. He's on the road up in the fourth quarter against the Eagles, and he's literally playing with 4 stars in the practice squad.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, think about what he's done with all year. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With 1 week to go, he's playing at home for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
That catch by McCaffrey was crazy, too.
Yeah, Shanahan seems like the one guy, even last year after a really bad season, although it was injury-riddled as well, there's never a question whether he's going to be the coach at the end of the year or not.
It's unbelievable what he's done this year. He's literally, like I said, it's the practice squad on defense for the most part.
Yeah, I think him and I think Sean McVay's you got to say he's a pretty close second right now.
Yeah,
I think Kyle Shanahan's the best. Yeah.
All right, back to college basketball. Tuesday night, we got a big one. Virginia goes to the Yum Center and plays Louisville. I can't believe Louisville still hasn't cracked into the top 15 at this point. Any thoughts here? Should be a pretty good game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I don't have my palm up. What do you predict the line's going to be here?
I mean, they're 15-16 in the Kem Palm. It's at Louisville, so make it Louisville 3.5 maybe, depending on how much the odds makers like the home field or home court advantage.
Yeah, I'd lean Louisville.
Me too. I think Louisville defends the home court there. At Tennessee coming off that big loss. This could be an interesting one. We'll see if A&M's actually something to watch, or if they're 13-3, but it's a 13-3. We don't really have to be too scared about. I would think Tennessee would be a pretty decent favorite in this game, 6 or 7. I lean A&M here. I don't trust this Tennessee team. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah, that many points I'd lean A&M too. I mean, they just got walloped by Florida, and I didn't play that one, but we did say Florida is the way we would lean on the last show. Yeah, I lean A&M. I don't trust Tennessee.
So I get a 2-part question here because I know who you're going to pick, and we know where the show is going to pick. Iowa State goes to Allen Fieldhouse to play Kansas Tuesday night at 9. I think my question more is, what do you think the spread's going to be? I mean, if you look at Ken Palm rankings, they're like a 12. They got like a power rating above them, about 13. I know it won't be 13, obviously, because it's Kansas and it's at Allen Fieldhouse. But what do you project this line to be? Iowa State 5.5, 6?
Yeah, I don't know if you can go much more.
Does it get real tricky and make us think? And it's like Iowa State 3?
I bet it's.
I don't think they're going to hang like an 8 out there. I really don't.
They might.
I think it's going to be a short line, shorter than you think.
I don't know if it's a short line. Then hammer Iowa State.
16-0 Iowa State, third team in the country. One of the teams that I think has a legit chance at a natty and definitely a Final Four against a just reeling Kansas team who's not, in my opinion, is not very good.
I think you might see an 8 with after they got beat by West Virginia like that. I don't know. It didn't, like you said, it didn't. If you watch the second half of the second half, it never felt like Kansas really had a chance.
I know. That's why I'm wondering what we're going to see for a line here.
I think it might be 8. I don't know.
And like the last big one before Thursday is Wednesday, 6:30 in the Big Ten. Iowa, who got beat today at home by Illinois pretty good, goes to Purdue. I don't think, even though Purdue didn't play a great game on Saturday, I don't think Iowa has the firepower to stay with a Purdue, especially on the road. I think Purdue beats them pretty handily. I don't think it's going to be much of a contest.
I would be shocked if they don't. And that's going to be a pretty sizable line, too.
Yeah, I think it'll be close to double digits.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing going on Thursday. We'll preview the Saturday games on the next show, but a little look ahead. Kentucky goes to Tennessee. It's getting to must-win time for Kentucky. Bama, Oklahoma. I guess we can look at that one. Michigan goes and plays at the Duck Pond. Not that the Ducks are good, but it is a road game. We can see what that line will be. It'll be 15, 16 points, see if we cover. Arkansas goes to Georgia. That'll be a good one. BYU at Texas Tech should be a good night game. That's really it. We haven't gotten too many great games just yet in college basketball.
I'll tell you, though, like I said, I watched all the Michigan game, watched a decent amount of the Nebraska game, and then jumped around quite a bit before football started, and then watched a little bit at night. The games were better in real time than they looked on papers, right? Like there were some fun games to watch. So maybe we get a decent slate. Arkansas, Georgia. Does Calipari get his team back right and they keep this close, or did we see the real Arkansas and they go into Georgia and get their doors blown off them?
No, I think he'll get them right. They'll probably have a game before next Saturday, but I wouldn't want to be at practice either today or tomorrow, whenever he had it after that performance.
No, I concur.
It ain't going to be fun. They're going to be running some more. All right, let's see. Where should we go next? You know what? Every couple shows, I got to do this, so here I go again. I take no pleasure in this, Jimmy, just to tell you. I take no pleasure in it. But to Kennedy, CEO and president of the Red Sox, what in the world are you doing, and how are you going to make the comment, look at the facts about the offseason and look at the big picture before you criticize me and the team and for not making moves? You just let Bregman go. Bregman signs with the Cubs, if you boys missed it. Happened last night.
It popped up on my feed.
So the Sox fail again to secure anything, and he's sitting there going, what's the problem here, fans? What's the problem? The problem is we're supposed to be a big market team competing with everyone else when it comes to spending money and getting stars. And I don't even know who the star is on the team anymore. So, note to Red Sox front office, go get Bo Bichette tomorrow, please. Would you seal the deal? This is getting stupid now.
They have something up their sleeve.
What's up their sleeve? Everyone's gone.
No, I don't know. They sound like the Yankees now.
You're going to go over to TBS and say, hey, Big Papi, Pedro, you got one more in you? Because we got nobody here. I don't know what the plan is, because that might be the only plan. Because right now, you're better off throwing Dustin Pedroia out there at age 50 or whatever he is right now than whatever we got. I mean,
I saw Dustin. Complete sidebar. I saw a spring training game with Dustin Pedroia at bat, and it was the Mets preseason, and Thor was pitching, right? And
nice.
You're looking at him warm up, and then you look at Dustin Pedroia walk up, and you're like, how in the world is this guy going to hit this thing? Yeah. And then he does. He does. But does you're watching Dustin Pedroia and Thor's just winging balls, because we had good seats. It was a spring training game, and I'm like, who in the world could hit this, let alone this guy? And I knew Dustin Pedroia, but in person it was just even more impressive to watch him make contact and get on base against.
Dustin Pedroia was a great player.
He was awesome, but
like
Yeah,
like a
the dynamic
solid
there
style.
when you're watching it in real time, like 6'6" nor like
Yeah, Dustin Pedroia is. I'm looking it up right now. I'm curious what his height is. He had to be under 6 feet.
I would guess he was 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
That'd be my
The balls
guess.
they throw just whiz, though.
I
There's
mean,
no substitute for how strong this guy's arms are.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
going
I mean,
crazy.
I can't find his height. They probably try to hide it. I don't want to tell anyone. I mean, the guy's
Whatever.
almost a 300. You know, he almost batted 300 in his career, right?
I didn't, but I believe it.
Won an AL MVP, won Rookie of the Year. I mean, this guy was until he started getting injuries 9-10 years into his career, this guy was like a solid, on his way of being one of the greatest Sox of all time. One of my favorite players in the later half of the first decade here, 2009 through 2016. I want to say he was on the team. I know he won in, I think it was 2013, that World Series. All right. I mean, I'm sorry, he was there in 2007. That was his rookie year. Look at me not knowing. Jimmy, give us a quick update. I know what you're going to say, but anything look ahead UFC wise that you're already based on before lines move? Is there anything people should jump in on now?
Well, we'll take a look at them in live time here and just see where they've moved to as of now. But no, there was some announcements about now that they've moved over, ESPN's basically not retaining any of their talent. So some of the really good shows that they had on from a UFC perspective with Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier, it's all going away. They did announce that for their broadcast, and they John Anik, but for the broadcast, they're keeping it the same. Rogan will still be on select big cards. Michael Bisping and Paul Felder will still be doing a lot of the other cards. So that's all good news. Sucks for ESPN. Sounds like ESPN's going to have a lot less coverage. They're covering PFL and a couple other leagues that very few people care about. I mean, you got to really dig deep into really into MMA to watch the other leagues. So yeah, so that's interesting. But yeah, let me check out let's look at the live odds, and maybe we'll just give a quick. This is what's happening. So right now, Paddy Pimblett for the main event minus 225. I don't know if I want to lay that juice, but he has the kind of it factor right now. I love Justin Gaethje though; that's a tough one. Amanda Nunes plus 185, the greatest fighter of all time. I think that's completely disrespectful and insane. I think that maybe she loses because she's been off for a couple of years, but that's the one I'll give away. We're going to lean with the GOAT on that one. She's roughly the same age as Kayla Harrison, and she is a much, much better striker in my opinion. Kayla Harrison could wrestle all three of us at one time and beat us, but what's it called? Amanda Nunes is not weak. I'm gonna watch the O'Malley Song Yadong line, see if my fear is that more money's going to come in on O'Malley because he's the fan favorite. Right now he's minus 198. I think it's slightly juiced, but I still would lean O'Malley there as of now. Derek the Black Beast Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. This is a tough one. We talked about this before. We bet the other way. He was fighting an undefeated fighter, and they're heavyweights. Anything can happen. So I would lean Derek Lewis on that one. And then Lord Gene Silva and Arnold Allen, just too much. Right now it's 270 on Gene Silva. I think he comes back and get the win coming off the defeat, but keep an eye on it. We'll go a little deeper because I do have an upset special later in the card, and we'll see if it comes through. But we'll break them all down, give you full fight details. But right now, there's nothing that I think you absolutely have to pounce on. I think O'Malley might get worse. So if you like him, that's the one I would take because he's the fan favorite. And as we get closer, I think the money's going to start to dump in on him.
Yep, no, it's good analysis. Ryan, I'll just ask, anything to add there? I know you follow this as well.
No, I mean, we've said it on previous shows. This is a very good card. Those first two shows are going to be awesome. January 24th. Pay attention if you want to try and get enticed in the UFC because of what we're talking about or just a curiosity. This is kind of the time to do it. Spend some time, sit down, pour a glass of whiskey or three, and enjoy.
See,
and I'll add this last thing too. To Ryan's point, if you want to try to get into it, just go watch their highlights. You don't have to watch full fights. Just pull up like each one of these highlight reels. They're 5 minutes long. You can go see what you're getting into real fast on these fighters.
All right, PGA, it's back finally. Could be our last tournament, which I read in Hawaii because the Hawaii swing, which isn't even a swing now, it's one event, is probably going away next year. So we go to the Sony to kick us off, and I got some plays. Here's what I like. I know Jimmy likes top 10, top 20 type stuff. So who I like, top 10, top 20, however you want to play it, whatever odds you want to go with, whatever you feel comfortable with. I like our boy Crying Colin to get into the top 10 or 20. He usually plays well here. I like Aaron Rye, Danielle Berger, and I really, really like these last two. Siwoo Kim and Hideki Matsuyama always play well here. And Siwoo Kim usually starts the year off hot. So those are the 5 I'm targeting for those top 10, top 20 plays, however you like to play them. You can even find top 30, top 40 once you get closer. So however you feel like playing, whatever odds you like, those are the ones that I think are going to have good weeks. As far as winners, I always usually give 3 here, top, middle, and long shot. Siwoo Kim is who I'm going to ride with here, first term of the year at 22-1. You can find him in some spots. DraftKings, he's dropped to 20-1. Middle of the board, I mean, this guy was hot at the end of last year. And that's Chris got her up and down. And I'm gonna play him at 45-1. I think it's look, I get it. He's middle of the pack, but God, 45-1 I thought was a little long on got her up. The way he closed out last year. And then my long shot, just because he's a good player, he's had some struggles, but he's got some good course history here. And that's Thigala. 90-1? You want to give me 90-1 on Thigala, who's had some good history out here? I'll take my shot. He's 90-1 to win, 14-1 for a top 5, 6-1 for a top 10. So he's another one if you want a long shot there to have a good week. He's done it before. I think he can do it again. For you one and done players, which we'll be doing, we'll be chasing the Mayo Cup here on who you got. I think I'm going to ride with Siwoo Kim here and burn him right out of the gate, see how much prize money we can get with our one and done pick being Siwoo Kim. All right, that's all I got for golf. Jimmy, anything to add for the golf season? Anything you're looking forward to?
No, I'm excited. They're already showing the commercials for the Masters, getting everybody pumped about it. So, that's, fun to see. Makes you think of warm weather, spring starting, and some good golf to watch. I'll tell you, I don't know why, just because I like him from the show, but I'm gonna give you a Tony Finau as a long shot and see what happens.
Okay. You mentioned the Masters. I'm just happy personally that John Daly found another watering hole to park his trailer at for the Masters tournament after they tore down his Hooters, which was completely disrespectful to JD. You can't tore down a Hooters in Augusta, Georgia when you
24 years or something he was there.
JD,
something crazy. No, it might even be 30 now that I think about it.
It
was a long time.
1999 or something like that. It's it's been a long time. But he found a local watering hole that he partnered up with so he can sell his JD merchandise. And hey, at least we know he's going to be there because I was worried. All right. Where do you want to go next, Jimmy? Your choice, NHL or NBA? What do you feel like talking about?
Let's go NBA because I got to grab a beer. So we'll talk about that, and then I'll slide out. What you got?
What do you got in the NBA? What are you targeting? We should start with you.
This is like the lull time for the NBA to me. There's ebbs and flows to a long season, and this is just a feeling I get. Everybody starts off with hope, and they're playing harder, and then before the All-Star break, sometime January before we hit there seems to be this lull in the action where the team starts to sort of fall off. I'm not feeling great about the Knicks right now. I'm not pressing the panic button, but I certainly don't feel really good about it. Because I think everybody's sort of hitting the wall. I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it. We talked about Detroit last show, who I would have never thought. I said on a show previous that we could be looking at the end of January with OKC with 1 loss. They have 7 now. So I don't know. It's just an odd time of year. Steve Kerr getting kicked out of the game was pretty fun to watch, if you saw that.
Yeah, we talked about that in the last show. He was 100% right and got run. I mean,
yeah, okay. That was hilarious. But no, I mean, look, I think we're kind of in the doldrums. Denver, who we talk about quite a bit here, is sort of hanging on without Jokic, and it sounds like he'll be back by the All-Star break. The Lakers are, the Lakers, but sort of up and down. They win one, they lose one, then they lost a few in a row, and now trying to figure it out. I don't know.
What's your opinion on LeBron? Is he old and just not really capable of doing this, like a spot guy? Well,
yeah, I mean,
LeBron, status update as an expert.
Yeah, I mean, he is 41. I mean,
2 games ago he went off. I mean, what was he, 30-10 or something? I mean, he went off a couple games ago. So I think he has games where he goes out and he knows he's got it and he can take over. And I think there's other games where he goes out and he realizes he's 41 and maybe his body's not feeling as great that night, and he's more of a role player. But I think there's nights though when he's feeling good, he can still dominate in this league, which is impressive to say. And anyone who knows me knows I'm not a LeBron guy. I think when he needs to make a 15-footer, it's clanking every time. So I'm not, but he can still take the ball to the hole and dominate when he's feeling well.
Me neither. I just was curious what people thought. I mean, it's got to be frustrating for him to be at this age, playing on the team with his son and, excited and whatever else, and body's breaking down. And I'm not a fan either.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, right. I mean, think about, like, I think Greg hit the nail on the head there. Like, when you're just gonna have on and off days like that. Some days I'm 44. Sometimes I wake up, my knees hurt. I'm gonna walk it off, right? This guy's playing professional sports. Think about the quarterbacks we see and how they lose mobility. They have the arm strength, but this is a game you're running up and down the floor. The fact that he's still playing at the level that he's playing at, in general, is unbelievable. The fact that he can have a good game once in a while, and I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, so I'm not saying because I'm a big fan, but it's unbelievably impressive how he's kept himself in shape, and he's got extremely high basketball IQ. So figuring out how to pass the torch while he can still be big in big moments and help move the game around. So, but I will tell you, here's my two things that I had thought about, Greg, because there's really not much. Because, like I said, if you look at the last 10 for almost all the teams, it's like everybody's 4-6, 5-5, or 6-4, except for the Clippers, who are on a run. Kawhi's back healthy. Luckily, the Knicks, it was the one game the Knicks have won in like a week and a half, but they got the Clippers. They're winning tonight, so hopefully they'll keep that up. And the Suns are out of nowhere starting to play pretty good basketball. So I would watch out for those two. I think the fact that Denver's hanging on is a big deal. Cleveland is one spot out of the 6 now, so they might avoid the play-in tournament. We agreed that they were playing better. So there's some stuff to watch out there, but this is always kind of a no man's land to me for basketball this time of year.
All right. We were going to I wanted to do this in live time because I was hoping maybe you didn't see it, but did you see WNBA star Kelsey Plum's t-shirt toss at the Spurs game?
I did not.
Okay, so I want you to Google that right now. Kelsey Plum's shirt toss, because it went viral, and when I saw it, I said, I can't believe it. I got great news for Jimmy. We just found the Browns' next quarterback. Ryan, Google this throw.
What is it?
Kelsey Plum's, and you can just put shirt toss at Spurs game. It'll come right up. Wait till you see this throw of a t-shirt, nonetheless.
She's a lefty too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Southpaw. I mean, she must have wung that shirt 40 yards in the air, if not more.
Let's see. Okay, here it goes.
Unbelievable, right? I mean, she picks a guy out almost in like the second deck and just wings it and she wasn't standing on the baseline. She was standing like almost at mid-court.
Yeah, wow, that was a hell of a throw.
What do you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, that was deep.
Sign her up. Hey, there's apparently the Browns are on John Harbaugh's short list. I don't know. That's got to be a smokescreen, so somebody else gives him more money.
Smokescreen.
But they said his wife's family's all from Cleveland, so I don't know.
Unless his wife's dating Myles Garrett, they're not going there.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed that Brady and Romo did the first 2 games today. Like, I wanted one of them on the Pats game. Either one. Now we're going to get stuck with fucking Collinsworth probably, right?
That'd be tomorrow, wouldn't it be? Or would it be tonight? No, Sunday night.
I don't know.
Sunday night.
You wanted Brady on the Pats game? Really?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why don't you put Greg Olsen?
Romo. I just like them both.
Why don't you put Greg Olsen on there? He's the second best left right now. All right, so Jimmy, we'll do this. We do it every week. We get your update, kind of track this. Right now, Thunder's plus 115 to win the finals. Would you take that, or are you absolutely on the field?
I'd be on the field.
Okay, and then in the field, who right now do you think is maybe the biggest threat? Is it still the Nuggets, or is it the Spurs? And then I'll ask you, who do you think the best value play is? I'll give you mine.
All right, cool. I don't think it's the Spurs. I think the Spurs are really good. I think that's a year early still, but I think they're really, really good. They remind me of OKC before OKC actually pulled it off. Here's something that's telling. The Rockets are like 6th in the West, and they're still the 4th longest odds. So there's something there tied with the Knicks, right?
Yep. Well, there's 2 things that can be at play there. Don't forget. It's not just the odds. It could be the exposure DraftKings has to them already from beginning of the year tickets.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
That makes sense. That tracks. It's not the Knicks. I I think the Knicks are good, but I don't know. I'm going to tell you, it's probably the Nuggets, and I know I'm a homer here, but because I do like Jokic, but they've gotten back because they got Aaron Gordon back, they got Christian Brown back. That's why they've been winning games. They're going to get Yoke back. They what's his name? Cam Johnson wasn't exactly playing phenomenal anyway. Like so, I think I would take Denver as the best, even though the two. And then my longer shot, and it's I gotta tell you, I'm gonna say the Timberwolves. I don't know why. I just think at 28-1, I think the Timberwolves are decent value with the talent they have, especially if Anthony Edwards continue to ascend. Julius Randle's playing much better there in a system than he did before. Dante DiVincenzo is a great wing guy, or a great 3-and-D kind of guy. Rudy Gobert, if he shows up in big moments as a defensive player of the year, why not, right?
All right. So mine, if you're saying biggest threat to OKC, for me, it's the Knicks. And here's why. The Knicks don't have to go through them in a conference final. So if the Thunder get by the Nuggets, it's probably going to be an absolute war for 6 or 7 games. And the Knicks are going to get them after they had to go through the second best team in the league. And maybe the Knicks can pull something off if the Knicks get there. They were a lot longer shot before, so the value is getting less and less. But I think right now, 22-1 on the Celtics, knowing Tatum's on his way back and the way that team is playing, they're getting in the playoffs now. Because when we first did this show in October, Jimmy's point when they were like 50-1 was, the problem is they're probably not even going to get in the play-in tournament. They're so bad. And now it looks like, oh shit, they actually did a great job again finding talent for a bargain price, and Tatum's on his way back.
What's on his way back? What's the time frame you're talking about?
I think he's going to start getting minutes mid-March and ramping up right for the first round. That's what it's sounding like.
Okay.
Thoughts there, Jimmy? You like that? You hate it?
No, I like it. It makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying. That they're not going to have to go through them. I mean, you could argue that Indiana, two sides of it. Indiana took them to a Game 7, but was it because they went through that 7-game series with Denver,
Yes.
previous? So yeah, it that could be a thing. But I don't think they're getting there. I really think Denver might be the team to get there this year.
Okay. And again, I still think, and we're talking about threat, not just to win, right? I still think it's the Knicks. The Denver comes through OKC, we see it the same way. It's going to be an absolute war. And if the Knicks are standing there, the Pistons are standing there, if the Celtics are standing there, they're going to have a great chance because going through the East is going to be nowhere near what it's going to take to go through the West.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I worry about the Knicks, not some hating on the team I root for, but when you watch the games,
by the way, this plays right into the take from the beginning of the show. Of course, you're
right. It does. But I mean, maybe some of these people watch it too, but I'm sure you don't watch all the Michigan games. But if you're watching the Knicks game, what made me nervous about the Detroit game is like they just got out physical. That I thought there was this big debate, especially on New York radio, is should you try to move for Giannis or not? Like they do need to up their physicality, their defense, and the rebounding underneath. Mitchell Robinson's in there is good, but Cat's a bad defender. You got 5 starters, and you have 2 of them that can't defend: Jalen Brunson and Cat. Right. So the others are really good. OG Anunoby is all NBA good. Josh Hart is very, very good, whether he's coming off the bench or in the starting lineup. And Cal Bridges can defend, but they just have to be more. Detroit, when your team gets punked like that, when you feel they get out physical, out rebounded, you don't come away with it feeling good. You know what I mean? It wasn't just that shots didn't drop. They just got out. They got beat up to me. That's the way I saw it.
And that's fair. All right. Jimmy's got to get a beer. While he does that, I'll see what Ryan thinks of our next topic. Are the Avalanche just getting bored now, you think? I mean,
I don't know, 17 in a row? Like, what the hell are we doing?
They lost a couple in a row after that big, long winning streak.
Yeah, but 17, though.
I know.
Come on.
Then they came back and won 2 in a row now. But could that be the only... So I have a 2-part question. And then when Jimmy comes back, I'll ask him. Could the huge, long Olympic break be a problem for the Avs, or will it not even matter? Do you think it's kind of like you got to now ramp up again, where it goes from being a 5-day break till it's a 3-week break?
I think it's that same question that goes on in the NFL with bye weeks, right? Do you get better? Do you ruin streaks when you're on a roll? Yeah, I don't know. I just got to think these guys are pros, and from a wear and tear point of view, these NHL guys really take a beating too. And I think that break can only help. They're professionals after all. That's my take.
All right, Jimmy, I'm going to ask you what I asked Ryan as you settle into your beer here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this being an odd year for the NHL and the Avs, my first question was, do you think the Avs are just getting bored at this point? I know they lost 2 in a row, but then they came back and won 2 in a row. They still have not lost a game in regulation at home. My question is, do you think this year, being a non-traditional year, an Olympic year, where it's not going to be a 5-day break, it's going to be a 3.5-week break, could be problematic where the Avs now have to ramp it back up again? Now, McKinnon, Makar, and a few others will play the whole time because they're in the Olympics, but some of these guys won't be going. Do you think that poses any type of like a problem, or because we're all on level footing here, does it not matter?
I don't think it matters as long as no one gets hurt, right? So as
Okay.
long as there's no injuries, I don't think it matters. I think they know they're basically chasing history, right? And they're going to go after it. They're not, they're historically great, or they could be. They have a chance to be, but we can't say it yet. So I think they know what they're chasing.
Okay. So no rust coming out of the three. You think they'll be ready to go?
I think so. Like I said, it's as long as they come back healthy, I think it'll be just fine.
So same question as the NHL. As the NBA. Would you take Colorado plus 270, or someone from the field going to take it? And if so, who do you like?
Well, as you've pointed out many, many, many times, that hockey playoffs, anything can happen, right?
Anything can happen. Favorites never win.
That's
except
where
this year. I'll take the plus 270 all fucking day. This team is just, it's unreal.
They're really, really good. Yeah, I'd probably roll with you. Still, it's just hot. Yeah, it's just difficult. Does Florida figure it out? Do they get back on track? It's a longer shot.
As I asked earlier in the show, how Eagles is this?
Oh yeah,
this is typical Eagles. And you know what? This ain't the teams you were playing last year. This guy can flat out coach, and somehow, some way, he's going to have something for you on defense.
How does McCaffrey make that cut? How is there not a linebacker in the middle of that end zone there?
I'm telling you, half these guys on offense.
Oh God, now we're missing extra points.
Half these guys they have. That's the second. Well, it's even now. They each missed one.
Yeah.
That was brutally bad. I don't even know if that guy looks like he's never kicked before. But half these guys, like I'm saying, are lining up on offense. Literally, they're on milk cartons 3 weeks ago. No one even knows who they are.
I don't know how closely you've been paying attention, but it is unbelievable watching Purdy make some of these throws. His footwork is really good. His balls, for lack of a better word, like to put it in a spot. He threw back shoulder a minute ago. It was crazy good. Nowhere else could that pass have been made.
Jimmy might be smiling and nodding because he knows what's going to come out of my mouth. And it's Jimmy. He hammered that contract when we started this show a lot.
I did.
Has Purdy proven himself to you yet that he's worth it? He's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he has. He's played well since he came back. As long as he stays healthy, he is.
Okay.
Part of my argument, though, was exactly what happened this season. That Kyle Shanahan makes quarterbacks look good. Look what he did with Mac Jones.
Well, he also has McCaffrey as a perfect fail safe.
Yeah.
Or is Mac Jones maybe just a little bit better than we thought since he got saddled with the Patriots in the 2 down years?
And a defensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator.
He could, but he took Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. Shanahan puts systems together. We just talked about he's the best coach.
Yeah, right? He's a systematic coach, for sure. But right now, with what you've seen and the throws he makes and the drives he leads them on, would you say Brock Purdy is a top 10 quarterback in this league?
I would.
I'd have to list them. I'd have to come up with a list.
Well, he could be.
He could be. Who would you take ahead of Brock Purdy?
Allen's going first for me. Burrow's going second.
Yeah, let's get the obvious. Allen, Burrow, Mahomes, right?
Lamar. Well, Lamar when he's on his game, not playoff Lamar.
At the moment, you got to throw May in there.
Yeah,
Stafford's
going to be the MVP. Drake May's played the second.
Baker, maybe.
Can't give it to Baker. He couldn't lead his team in the worst division in football.
Darnold. I got to put Darnold up there. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't take. No, I'd take Brock over Darnold. I would take.
I'm not saying over. I'm just saying these are the top 10. That's all I'm saying.
I would. Justin Herbert.
Herbert's got to be in the
I
top
forgot
10.
about him.
You got to put Herbert in there.
You know,
Dak.
No.
Well, Dak runs an offense. I mean, it's not his fault that the coaching team. They don't put pieces around him.
I don't love Dak top 10.
Dallas is the
10 to
Cincinnati
15.
of the South. They have to score 1,000 points.
Yeah,
I'd put him 10 to 15. I'm just saying.
But that's why I say I think Brock Purdy's right in that. I think if you put him at 9 or 10, I
half.
get it. If you put him at
How's
11
that?
or 12, I think he's right there.
he's certainly in the top half. That's yeah.
Oh yeah, he's in the top 15. Trevor Lawrence really came on strong the second half of this year. Played really well.
Yeah.
And then you've got the young guys.
We saw true Trevor today.
You did. I got to tell you though, we didn't.
Yeah, he needs another year to prove himself because last year he sucked.
I think I got to tell you, I thought Bryce Young played a pretty good game yesterday.
I thought Bryce Young had a really good season, really good bounce back season.
Yeah,
I think Carolina's got something to work with there.
Yeah,
I agree.
Matt, I'll tell you what. I got this in my notes, so we'll get to it later. But I got some notes on that game. But before we get to the NFL and really dive in there, what was Jimmy, you must have been happy as hell. What was your reaction to that college football Final Four game? Indiana just pounding them.
They just absolutely hammered them. It moved what we said the look headline was 5.5. It moved it to 7.5.
It was 7.5
from that beat. I mean, it was just bludgeoning. Like Indiana looked good everywhere. Like what didn't they do well?
I mean, first pass of the game was a pick six, and we were off from there. It was off to the races from there.
Does Dante Moore come back to college because of that game?
They still project him to be the second quarterback off the board. Well, Mel Kiper still has him first. I think it flipped between the two of them.
I would hope so.
But, the rap on your guy Mendoza is he doesn't throw for a lot of yards. He's like, he makes the intermediate throws pretty good, but he doesn't break 200 yards a lot, Ryan.
Yeah.
But he throws touchdowns when he needs to.
Yeah, and they have a pretty well balanced offense. They've had games where they run the ball because it's what's working. So, J.J. McCarthy threw for like 110 yards a game because like Harbaugh gave it to Blake Corum every down.
Every down, and they were outplayed in just about every aspect of the game. And the other part that's concerning to me, if I'm a Ducks fan, is you were outcoached badly.
Yeah.
You were out schemed. They were ready for everything you had. So, if I'm the Ducks, look, you're not going to fire the guy, obviously, but I'm concerned that in the big spot again, your team couldn't deliver, and it looked like the game plan wasn't good for your opponent once again. That's a concern heading into 2026 for me if I was a Ducks fan. But, Jimmy, you've said it all year. Carson Beck was going to be a problem in the playoffs because of his experience. And sure enough, his awareness got him that touchdown to win the game. He saw the opening. He made an unbelievable cut and a great TD run, had his moment. Miami wins. Basically, they get a home game here, but they're still 7.5-point dogs. We got a little over a week, but what are your first thoughts here? Where's your mind go when you look at this number?
So if you think it's going to be a game at all, then you got to take Miami in the 7.5. Their defense looks good. They theoretically are going to get after Mendoza. He's got wheels, but he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not going to spin out of everything, right? He's more of a straight line guy. And if you think it's the other way, then move the line farther and take Indiana in a blowout, right? Like just move it and take Indiana given 16 or something stupid. Because if you really think they're on this like trip of destiny, Indiana's defense, as we saw, was pretty stinking good too, right? So I don't know. My first thought is it's too many points for a Miami team that's hot right now. I lean Miami 7.5, but I realizing that I could be wrong by 30 points, right? So,
yeah, it's a home game. They're getting 7.5. They haven't been in a national title game in 20 plus years. You have got to think that besides the small allocation or whatever the allocation is to Indiana fans, that everything on the market is going to be sucked up by Miami fans at home. I don't know how well Indiana fans travel. I know this is an unexpected trip for them too, so that fan base will be pumped up. But this is the Canes. This is the U. They have, 30 times the amount of fan base? 40? 50? I don't even know. It's so much bigger. So you got to think this crowd is going to be, 80-20, 85-15 Canes.
I don't know, because here's part of the problem. I don't know how many tickets are just allocated to students in this situation. I have no idea. Like, they must give some. But the issue is that the cheapest ticket right now is like $2,800. So
No,
does it turn into a
Miami? That's a Miami ticket. That's a lot of corn you got to sell.
It is, but that's what I'm saying. Does it turn into a Super Bowl situation where you have a bunch of people that are like not super fans of any team? They're just rich people that went to the Super Bowl.
No, that dude from Public Enemy will buy them all up and give them to Canes fans.
Yeah. Did you see Mark Cuban on the sidelines of the Indiana game, just like high-fiving and slapping it up?
Oh, yeah, that's true, too. Cuban could buy them all up and give them to Indy fans.
He gave a bunch of – they didn't disclose it, but he gave a bunch of NIL money to Indiana.
He sure did. Yep, he sure freaking did. Yeah, doesn't hurt to have Cuban on your side.
No. Sure does.
So, if you're asking me right now, I told you, I've said on the show, I got a bunch of future tickets, so I'm probably just going to stand on my future tickets and hope Miami wins the game. Maybe I'll place a small bet on Miami getting the 7.5. I think the half's huge here. I really do. I think they will. I think this game's going to be close. If Miami is going to win or cover, they have got to look at the Ohio State-Indiana game and follow that blueprint. Because Ohio State lost, but they kept Indiana's offense in check.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you're right. But maybe Ohio State was really, really great. And you know who wants to see Indiana win this game by 30 more than anyone?
Oh.
Kalen DeBoer. Because then that doesn't look as bad. They blew the Ducks out by 30. If they go blow Miami out by 30, then all of a sudden Alabama getting trounced. Is it like I know Alabama fans won't be happy with that, but if they ran into this buzzsaw that ran off 3 games in a row of just complete dominance, then it doesn't look nearly as bad on him. So I think there's no bigger Indiana fan this weekend than him.
That's a good point. I just think, look, Miami beat Ohio State, right? So if Ohio State was able to keep Indiana kind of contained on offense with, I would say, a less dominant defense than Miami, I think Miami still has. If Indiana's 1, Miami's 1A in defenses in this country. I think Miami, if they follow that scheme, contain them, they might be able to keep this game close and win it at the end. Kind of like they did in the A&M game.
I agree.
It's a tall order. I mean, Indiana was really good, but my heart is with Miami, and I'm going you. Straight you.
All right. So we got.
I like both. The thing is, watching this game, I like both. Right? I've been on Carson Beck since the beginning of the year. It feels like 2 months ago, even though it was 4.5 or 5 months ago, that I was watching the Notre Dame game down the shore in shorts and a t-shirt. Right? Like, and now we're coming to the end of the season. I'm just excited to watch. It's one of those games where I'm not really rooting either way. I genuinely like both these programs this year, and I just want to see a good game.
Yeah, I hope, first and foremost, I hope we get a good game, like Jimmy said. I do. But I'll be rooting for the Canes. I mean, we went back and forth on this show, said we picked Penn State, terrible pick, because on paper they still looked like they were going to race to the championship. But we were right there with Miami to win the ACC, said that could be the team that, a long shot that could get there. They're there. That's what I'm going to root for. But let's jump into the NFL. I said we go to the Panthers game. I thought the Panthers played great. I thought all these going for it on 4th downs probably cost them in the end. And I thought Mike Jackson played out of his mind on defense.
He did. He really did. And he
had
got a lot of run.
I think they have a lot of pieces here for next year.
I agree. They've got good receivers. They've got 3 good receivers, or 2 really good receivers, and a third. They've got 2 maybe average to above average running backs. You know, I wouldn't say Chuba Hubbard's a superstar or Rico Dowdle, but like they're both very serviceable. Bryce Young's just going to get better. I mean, if I'm a Carolina fan and you're in a division that has no dominant team.
Well, that was going to be my next question for both of you. Is Carolina the favorite to win that division now? Have they taken over that? Or is it still Tampa? Is it still Baker and his crew? I mean, is Mike Evans back? Is he retire? I mean,
they're an aging crew.
Yeah.
They are.
I love cheering for Baker. I love his spirit, as I've said many times. And I don't know, man. It seems tough for them right now.
I think Carolina is going to open up as the favorite to win that division. I don't trust Atlanta.
I mean, Atlanta
That's
on
all looking off screen. I can't believe the Eagles have lost this game. I mean, it is hysterical.
They had every chance.
my ticket for San Francisco making it to the Super Bowl is still alive.
It sure is. I mean, wow.
I mean, what kind of pass is that? You throwing a triple coverage up the middle? Like, what are you doing?
It's 4th and 11. He's got to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but that's where there's 3 guys.
You can't throw it there.
He couldn't. He should have hit Dallas Goedert for one more pass. That
Oh, so you lost by a pass?
lost by a pass. Everything else hit.
That is just, I mean,
That's sucky, man.
if you're Sirianno,
I think I just won my under.
I think 44 it lands on, 42 it lands on, excuse me. You got to get, I mean, you got to be fired.
I mean, he just won the Super Bowl last year.
I don't care. For what he did,
Yeah, I got my under.
what you
Under
did to your
44 and a
star
half.
player. You took your star player out of the game. You screamed at him. He lost focus, disrupted the game, disrupted the team. You fire him.
Yeah.
If I was AJ Brown, I told Ryan before we started recording when we were waiting for you, if I was AJ Brown, he was lightly jogging off the field, and Sirianno didn't like how quick he was moving off the field. If I was AJ Brown, for my coach snapping at me like that, I would have took my jersey off, dropped it at his feet, and said, "Win without me. Have a nice life. Trade me," and walked into the locker room. That would have been the end of me as an Eagle.
Yeah. I feel like
probably
Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are going to catch shit no matter what. But they've been to 2 Super Bowls. They've won 1. I mean,
I just can't do that. I mean, not to an AJ Brown, who's already a guy who, let's just say he's not even keeled. He's not going to take that well. He's your superstar who can have a temper, and you just pissed him off. He just got beat by the Niners backups. It's like, I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, Jimmy, how mad are you right now?
yeah. I mean, I promise you they're not happy.
And how many Eagles tickets to win the Super Bowl or the NFC just exploded because they figured they had a bye with this game?
I mean, San Francisco only played 1 bad game, and it was last week. They've.
Oh no, I agree with you, but the injuries that were mounting up. I mean, this line went from 3.5 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something.
Yeah.
It's really something.
Absolutely
Unbelievable.
wild. Well, so San Francisco.
So San Francisco was the 6, correct? This was the 3-6.
Yeah. Yes. This was a 3-6. So they're going to go to Chicago.
So they'll go.
No, they'll go. No, they'll go. They're going to go to Seattle
They will go
because
to
7's
Seattle.
out. Yeah, because 7's out.
Because 7's
So-
out.
Yep. So
So
they're
they go
going.
to Chicago.
They're going to Chi-Town.
They go to Chi-Town. And
The Rams are going to Chicago. Or
and
I'm
the
sorry.
Rams,
No, yeah, Rams are going to Chicago. They're going to.
they go to Seattle. So
Yeah.
we get another. We get the third matchup of those two. So the lines are coming out quickly. Rams 4.5 on the road to Chicago.
minus 4.5.
Yeah, Rams are giving 4.5 on the road to Chicago. I mean, look, we'll get to that in a second. Chicago beats Green Bay. We talked about it a little bit already. They melt down. Packers melt down. Coach needs to go. Kicker misses 2 field goals, misses an extra point. But Chicago,
Way to pile on.
Chicago's luck has got to run out eventually, no?
I mean, one would think.
I mean, they're going for it on 4th and everything all the time. I mean, to your point, like, they started the game going for it on a 4th and 4 from their own 33 and missed. Gave the Packers their first opportunity to score. I mean, eventually, this luck has to run out. Now, I will say, Caleb grating the cheese after the game was pretty freaking funny.
That was on my list. It was hilarious.
that was pretty funny. The guy came out with a cheese grater and just starts grating cheese. I mean,
they were all
him.
over the stadium. There was cheese graters everywhere.
No, he had
No,
an
a
actual,
real
like,
cheese grater.
grating
I know, but people
Yeah.
in the stadium had real cheese
had
graters. They
that.
were like making snow with them.
Oh.
Yeah, wasting good Parmesan Romano.
Good for him. I thought that was great. But don't you think the luck runs out eventually?
You would think so. I'm trying to find my weather. I want to see what the weather is going to be like in Chicago next week. Because I'm looking at this 51.5.
It's going to change 19 times between now
It's
and
true, yeah.
next week whenever they play it.
Yeah, I don't know. This
Line
is
just popped up for the. If you haven't looked, be honest. What do you think
it's
the line
not
is?
up on my screen because I didn't hit refresh.
All right. What do you think the line's going to be in the Hawks Niners game?
I think it's going to be Niners plus 4.5.
It's Seahawks 6.5, and it's juiced to the Seahawks already, looking like it'll probably move to 7.
Oh my gosh. Not again. Kyle Shanahan's too good.
I think the Seahawks pound them into the dirt, especially now that Kittle's out.
Yeah, well, that does hurt.
Kittle looks really out.
What it look like an Achilles? Was that an Achilles?
He might be retiring, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Was it an Achilles?
Achilles.
Is that what they said finally?
Yep.
Well, you could tell when he went down the way he went, right? Because he didn't twist nothing happened, right? And and it was his ankle.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that could be the last time we see Kittle. Maybe he comes back next year for the end of the season, just to say goodbye. But I mean, unfortunately, he hasn't been able to stay healthy the last few years, and this could be the final blow. I right now, quick look aheads for next week. I would lean Rams, lean Seahawks so far, but a lot can change between now and when we record on Thursday. Before we get into tonight and tomorrow's games, just seeing if your thoughts have changed. Bills. Josh Allen, playoff Josh, comes alive again and just absolutely says, hop on my back, boys.
Yeah, but it's the first time he's ever done it on the road. Fantastic. Yeah. And pulled it off. He's played very well on the road, and it wasn't his fault, but it's the first time he's pulled it off, and I couldn't have been happier. I gave
that stat in the last show, right? That's the first time he's played a playoff game that wasn't in Buffalo or Kansas City?
No, he lost in Houston.
It was a stat they had up there.
That was his first. They lost a road game in Houston. Or they lost at home to Houston. I believe it was in Houston though. But I was very happy for him. The 2 fourth downs that were 4th down and short. I just was having flashbacks of last year, and I was like, not again. And the second one where he almost scored a touchdown. Where not only that, but his lineman carried him for like 8 yards before he hit the ground.
That was
this is great. And then I got to tell you, I love drama at the end of the game. But you know what I like better? The Trevor Lawrence interception. And we got it. So we could just down the ball and walk off the field without worrying about it.
That is, yeah.
I worry for who they face next because that should have given them some confidence.
Well, the Bills are going to go to Denver or they're going to go to Houston. It's going to be one of the two.
No, Denver or New England, right? Yeah, Denver. If New England wins, the Bills were the 7 or the 6?
No, the Bills are the 5. That was the 4-5 game.
No, Pittsburgh's the 4. The 4-5 is Pittsburgh, Houston.
Oh, you're right. That was a 3-6, right? Or was that the 2? Was Jacksonville the 2? I'm sorry, I should know that.
All right, now we're going back in. Yeah. I thought Bills were either 6 or I thought they were 7.
You're right. Steelers are the 4, so Texans are the 5.
Yeah.
So the Bills had to have been the 6, right? Chargers were the 7. Chargers are the 7 because Patriots are the 2, and that game's up next.
Yeah. Okay.
I know Patriots are 2. If that helps.
So Bills are.
So the Bills, if the Pats win, go to New England.
Not if the Texans win, right? If the Texans win.
Okay.
No, you're right. If the Texans win. No, Denver gets the lowest seed. Denver, if the Chargers don't win, Denver, the Bills go to Denver.
You're right. Bill goes to, you're right.
Bills, So the Bills go to Denver. They can't play New England.
So, if the Chargers win, the Chargers go to Denver.
Chargers go to Denver, and then the Bills go to either Pittsburgh or Houston. I'm going to guess Houston because, I'm strong. I know people think Rodgers going to – I just don't see it with that front 7 because they're going to get pressure on him all day. So before we get to tonight and tomorrow, tonight's kicking off, and look, Ron, we're going to get you out of here perfect time. Tonight's kicking off in a few minutes. Here's my question for you. We got 2 games to go this week, but so far, and with what we have coming up, would you say the NFL got it right with the TV schedule, the way they did this? Did they put the right games in the right slots?
Yeah, I know you guys were talking about that. I don't really care, honestly. Like, I think they did a good job. I mean, Patriots are at 8 o'clock on Sunday, which to me is the most important game. So they're at the right time. I don't much care about the rest, honestly.
I think they
You know,
nailed
I
it.
think that's a good. I think that's a great take by Ryan. I think you're right. I think the Sunday night is probably the biggest ratings game, and I think Saturday night probably challenged it because of who it was. The Saturday 1 o'clock game. Excuse me. The Sunday 1 o'clock game is usually pretty good too. Leads into the 4. But yeah, you're right, Ryan. I think the 8 o'clock Sunday game is marquee, and then because of what the matchup was Saturday night, I think that's why they did it strategically. I think Saturday, it'll be interesting to see. Jimmy, I'm going to task you with that. Write it on your pad for our next show. Get us the ratings for all 6 games, and we'll try to list them in order.
I will do that. I think they nailed it. To me, Sunday night is marquee and Monday night during the regular season. But in the playoffs, it's not as big of a deal. The 1 o'clock game, I think they think it. I'm very happy we got the Bills at 1
Me too.
because the first game that
Sets
kicks
the
off,
tone.
sets the tone. I think the fact that they put the Panthers and the Rams first because it could have been a dud, and we just got lucky and got a great game because everybody's excited about the first game of the playoffs, even if it's a dud. So they guessed right, but we got a great game. I think Packers Bears was awesome. I'm surprised. You would almost think that Packers Bears should have been Monday, and you could have flipped Houston and Pittsburgh to either the 4 today or the late game last night. But that'd be my only critique. I'm perfectly comfortable with how it went down. I think having Pittsburgh as the last game, if it is Aaron Rodgers' final game in the NFL, makes sense to have it at the end when everybody's
I
watching.
think Rodgers is so polarizing. You know, Monday night's the number 2 game to Sunday night, and I think they got it.
Well, I think Jimmy's onto something. I think the Sunday 1 o'clock is the second most important time frame. I still think Sunday night they're gonna put their best matchup in. Most people are home Sunday night. They're gonna flip something on before work. But I think the 1 o'clock Sunday game is the second most important slot. And then I think the worst slot is the one we just saw. I think the 4:30 game, they know that, hey, not everybody might be into it. Go run an errand, make some dinner, get back here for the 8 o'clock game.
See, this is I agree with you on that on the 4 o'clock. I think the 1 o'clock is one of the more important games, only because the big football fans are going to watch Sunday night game, but the average fan who has to work Monday morning, or the average person may not be up till 11:30 on Sunday night. Like,
well, I think that's why they put a marquee match. Like Patriots Chargers is a intriguing matchup. How many times does what do we got here? We got the six seed. So 2-7, right? So we got the 7 seed going on the road, and it's almost a field goal game. I mean, how many times do you see that happen? Normally, the 2 seeds a touchdown or more favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an intriguing matchup.
The matchups worked out well too. I mean, only one team, ironically, the Eagles, who recently won a Super Bowl, scored less than 20 points, and it was only 19. Like, I don't know what that says. Maybe we haven't seen great defense. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Defense wins championships. Somebody's got to figure it out on that side of the ball.
All right, how you feeling for tonight, Ryan? Who wins?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm comfortably nervous. How's that?
All right. Do they win convincingly, or is this a close game?
I think we are going to win by 5.5.
Well, you can't win by a half point in real life, but
I know.
What? So you win by 6.
Win by 6. Yeah.
Over 5.5.
Wrong less.
Okay.
How's that?
I like it. Jimmy, Sunday night game. You sticking with the Chargers?
Sticking with the Chargers. This is not a knock on New England. I think they're really good. I think we talked about it. They've had a weak schedule this year. They're very good. If they won and I'm wrong, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But I think that Herbert finally gets over the hump. He's played in the league for years. He's got a good enough supporting cast, and he's got the coach that has been to a Super Bowl and won a national title. I think they go into New England. I think it's a good competitive game. New England's way too talented for it not to be. But I think it's like, if not now, when? I realize they're on the road. But Herbert's trials and tribulations through the years in the playoff, like this is when he needs to go and say, Drake, you're great, but you're a second-year guy. I'm the guy with the next contract, and I'm going to win this game.
Yep, I'm with Jimmy. I think, we watch these quarterbacks who are in that top 7 in the league consistently finally have their moment. Some do it sooner, like a Joe Burrow. Some do it later, and I think this is Herbert's moment. He gets this playoff win, and then we'll see what happens next week. He starts kind of playing with house money a little bit. But I think Herbert gets a playoff win tonight. I think it's a close game. I think these are two great. I think this is the worst draw Ryan and the Patriots could have got was the Chargers. That's just to my opinion. I think the Chargers are a lot better than obviously a 7 seed because of the division they played in. They played with the Broncos. They hit a couple hiccups in the middle of the year. I think they are as talented as anyone in the AFC. I think this is going to be a dogfight, but I think the Chargers find a way to get it done. And two great coaches, by the way, too. So I don't think there's an edge on the coaching side either. Monday night. Let's hear it, Jimmy. Give your testimony for why Rodgers moves on, and then I'll tell you why he won't.
Yeah, look, I don't know that he will. Everything on paper says that he shouldn't. And I, as a Browns fan, should hate the Steelers, but I like Rodgers, and I always have. And I know he's polarizing, and he's an odd dude, and he says crazy shit. But I like watching him play football, and I don't want it to be the end. I'd like to watch him play a few more games. He spins the ball like nobody I've ever saw. You'd be hard-pressed to find somebody in their prime that could throw a better ball than Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't throw it as good as he used to, but it's pretty damn close. He's not mobile anymore. I'd like to see him move on. You get DK Metcalf back. You've got TJ Watt on the line. You've got veteran group. You got Mike Tomlin with a chip on his shoulder now after he's got booed off the field. It's in Pittsburgh. Can't believe I'm going to say it. Steelers are going to win.
I thought last Sunday, we talked about it. We thought, could we see Lamar melt down as usual? Me and Jimmy thought, the spread might tell you, take the Steelers, take the chance. We were on the Steelers getting the 3.5. Figured Lamar would find a way to keep it close. Maybe he would win. He didn't, obviously. He melted down. Defense melted down. Rodgers brought the team back, played great. And it's not a knock on Rodgers at all. It's what Jimmy said is the reason I'm going to bet the Texans. He's not mobile like he used to be. He can scramble every once in a while. That Texans D is just too damn fast and physical. They're going to be in his face all night. And against the rush, he's not like he used to be with those quick throws to Devontae Adams to beat it on those slants. He doesn't have that anymore. So Texans force a couple turnovers. They get some sacks. Texans win this game. I think it'll be right around the total number. I don't think it's going to be real high scoring. But give me the Texans here to move on, win the game by a touchdown. What do you think, Ryan? You with me? You with Jimmy on this one?
I think my brain goes with the Texans here. Money line, I think. I don't know if that's worth anything, but
yeah.
My heart really wants to see him play again, just like Jimmy said. He's an exciting guy to watch. If off the field, kind of a wacko. On the field, he's dynamic and interesting. So,
all right, we'll end with this, and we'll keep giving these updates as we go. As they'll get the odds, obviously, will get shorter and shorter. But right now, we have obviously 4 teams no longer a part of the playoffs. We're down to 10. When you look at the odds, Jimmy, who do you like right now? Super Bowl. Who do you like, and who's the best value?
All right, let's get to futures here. I don't know why my futures aren't popping up. Are they popping up on your screen?
Yeah. I'll give them to you. Seattle plus 280, Rams 3-1, Bills 5.5-1, Broncos 7.5-1, Pats 9-1, Texans 13-1, your Niners 16-1, Bears 16-1, Chargers 30-1, and the Steelers 45-1.
I think the Bills. If not now, when? It's Josh Allen's year. Give me Buffalo.
Best bet on the board, probably the Bills. Best value on the board. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but because I don't think they win tonight. But the best value on the board is probably the Patriots 9-1, or right behind them the Texans 13-1 because I do think the Texans move on. But 9-1 on the Patriots is a pretty good number if you think they can win tonight. They are the 2 seed, and if Denver gets picked off, Patriots could host the AFC Championship.
Yeah, it's tough from a value standpoint, man. I think your latter choice in the Texans, because they have such a dominating defense, if that defense comes out and looks like we know it can and they get by Pittsburgh, who knows where it can take them.
Well, again, I lean Patriots because if they do get by, again, they could host an AFC Championship game. It's not out of the realm.
No, you're not wrong.
Denver just has to stub their toe.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming then your pick to win the AFC would be the Bills plus 230?
Yes.
And then where would you boys be on the – we're not going to ask Ryan because we know it's going to be the Patriots. Where would you be on the NFC? Seahawks plus 120, Rams 150, Bears 7-1, Niners 8-1. Are you going to be crazy enough to give us the Niners?
No, not after all these injuries. And plus, I already have a small play on them to get there that I got them at. I got them there before, so I already have that bet. I'm going to say the Rams. I think they had their game against Carolina where they didn't come out and completely show out. It was a wake up call. It looked like Javonte Adams. He took that shot. Looked like he might be out for a minute, but he's not. He's back. They're relatively healthy. I think they've got the best quarterback in the NFC, and they've got the second best coach. But the best coach has a bunch of no names playing for him right now. People that you don't know who they are. You can't recognize a single name on the back of a jersey on defense, and not many on offense anymore. So I think you got to give it to Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, and the Rams.
Yeah, I'm with the Seahawks here. I know it's only plus 120, but I think they win the NFC. I actually, if it was just a little juicier than plus 280, I would take them to win the Super Bowl. I think they're the most complete team. They have the best wide receiver in the game right now, the way he's playing. They have a dual threat running back. Sam Darnold, if he can do what he's doing, I mean, Sam Darnold is to Ryan's point, just played like a top 10 quarterback for the last 2 years, minus 2 games the end of last year. And that defense after the Texans is the second best defense in this league. They're physical. They turn you over. They're fast. They are going to be something and it is a nightmare to go play there. So I think the Seahawks are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Ryan, close us out with your pick and who scores a touchdown tonight in the Patriots game, so these people can see if you're right when they listen.
Who did I pick? Henry. I got Henry scoring a touchdown, first TD. Well, I'm going Patriots, of course.
All right. Who wins the NFC? You with me on the Seahawks, though? I saw you shaking your head a lot.
Yeah, I think so. I just, from the beginning of the season to the end, like they've had a little bit of ups and downs, but more ups. You guys called it out in the beginning of the year that their defense was top notch, and they've proven nothing less than that. So I think they're definitely the favorite.
Well, Jimmy, I'm with Ryan. I think Hunter Henry scores a touchdown tonight. I already bet it myself. And I think Ladd McConkey gets in there for the Rams. I think he'll sneak behind that defense. He's fast. I think he presents a little bit of a matchup problem for the Patriots. I think Ladd McConkey has a good game. I know he's been quiet this year, but I think he gets in the end zone. Jimmy, we know you like the Chargers win tonight. Who scores a touchdown? Close us out.
I'm going to say Martin Hampton gets in the end zone. He's feeling better. I think he gets in the first half.
All right, first half touchdown from Jimmy. We like Hunter Henry to score. Not going to matter. No one's really going to hear this. But you can see if we're right when you listen to this in the future. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you all Thursday. Enjoy the games.